Kush, you're my killer. This is for them. What for you say?
This ain't not a Kush. No, not a Kush. No, not a Kush. Oh yeah, I can feel them. What are they on me eye? We are the senior sister them. They die in the street. Oh, me I can feel them. When they see me brother them in the streets. Yeah, some they link they not. Some lay down a guts at the sleep. Oh. So when I ask, they tell me say na Kush. Nike pull roll and son of them food. They prefer for left, the horse they gonna get so all day they Kush. Oh yeah, say not a Kush. Me brother don't want before him time. Say not a Kush. So we they use the old age man youngest. Say not a Kush. Youths them just they die. Say not a Kush. Sorry we say that's a Kush. Hey, push for die. Say that's a Kush. Papa government help we are. Say that's a Kush. Hey, push for die. Say that's a Kush. What for you to say? Is it all?
All right. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, everyone. Anytime so you know, watch we from this evening 10 to me now I'm gonna say it's going towards evening. It's 5:30, and to most people then are net, some people then are morning. I want to say una good evening. I hope you are all doing well. I hope you know things have been good for you all. Something just popped on my phone as I dey log in, and I know for say when something popped on my phone as I dey log in, I get for find this person here, so I get for find them because this involves my niece. And when it involves my niece, when it involves my family, I take exception. But when a family will talk, we go talk about it later. But I go get for find them. Because if I don't find them, I go do them again. But I will tell you now, but I just get the news right now. I just see them and I'll absolutely talk about it because that's what I do. But I want for render me excuses because when I know for say normally na 5 o'clock this show ya so can start. And so it's a little after 5:30 and now we start. So I want for say I'm sorry. And I know this is not the festive season. I had 1 or 2 errands for run from your family. And then you know, if you know Costco, you know, going to Costco and getting in is one thing, getting out is another thing. And so I was stuck in traffic. And so you see, from me house to Costco or from Costco to me house, it's a good 45 minutes drive, right? It's a solid 45 minutes drive. So the traffic and everything, and it is snow heavily right now na Ottawa. It is snow heavily, and it has been snowing heavily all throughout the day. So which means say if normally I dey drive 130 na the road, I get for slow down to 100 or 110 and side them, you know, just about that everywhere because life is precious, life is very delicate. And me, I'm very careful on the road. You know, my husband said I drive like a man, which I can attest to. Yeah, if you don't ever sit down on a motor car, the drive, I need for go on side, like, you know, strap your belt and let's go. But I'm also very, very, very careful where I drive, and so now that make now the only reason that they make we late, you know, I have to take care of my home, and then I can take care of my own business. I dey talk but to somebody today, this afternoon. The person hearing this, he go laugh. Now he say Matilda, he say all the you know, the long video there, long show them where, you know, person will go sit down there 2 hours before they get to outside the you know, before they get to waiting and one talk about, you know, nobody no get time for that right now. Nobody no get time for sit down for 2 hours they listening something. Now I say, well, different people can get different methods. Them some people can talk about different things. Then within that 2 hours, I'm like, you know. I say, well, a long time. I say, you know, 10 minutes, 20 minutes here gets to the business. And I say, well, now me they talk to indirectly. So I say, because you know, say me show na 2 hours I can do it for. Let's say, you show na 2 hours. And I say, yes, every Saturday weekend, so na 2 hours of me life. Now they give up. So I know they talk about the prep time and everything. And I say, say indeed, then I labor of sacrifice indeed. And I say, yes, it is a labor of sacrifice indeed. So they are big. Gigi Snap, they talk to Mr. Cargo behind the scenes. They are big people. They say, they no need 2 hours, forget to the main topic. Give them the main topic in 20 minutes. Oh dear. I had a laugh with that in my head. Anyways, and I'm now laughing about it. Okay, yes. Me first general don't come, Albert Lanson. I say good evening, Matilda from Hill Station, Freedom. Be feel say you know go come today. Well, I don't reach. I don't tell him. I don't tell him like they can say. I don't tell him. You know. I am here now, so let's get the show on the road. We get Bokuti now for talk about. Today we go talk a bit about, we'll look at the IMF report summary, courtesy of Truth Media. And then after that, we go talk a little bit about the police and city council, because I listened to Shokol in interview, you know, with Truth Media, and so the thing the way he say, very interesting interview. What I say short na Kasho I dey talk about today, because actually let me clarify it. Kasho, I listen to Kasho in interview, because if I say Shokol, when I go feel to say na the one way they in the entertainment industry, where you know definitely turn the game around when it comes to entertainment. You know, shows na salon. No, I'm not talking about Shokol. I'm talking about Kasho. Okay, and then we go look about an unfolding story of triumph, drugs, redemption, restitution, and hope. And hope. Now, no for say I did our organization where they call Hope for Youth Sierra Leone. Even though Hope for Youth Sierra Leone not directly connected to this, because me hand inside now, and me hand inside tigi, it mean for say Hope for Youth Sierra Leone self, you know, by how you might call it, by association, they hand on the inside, because who sign me money day, na Hope for Youth money day, who sign me day, na Hope for Youth day, right? So we are going to do this, and we are going to do it without reservation, as we continue to do other things then. January 18th, I know for say Jan 6. Now that 10 day, most people experience amputation. That's for the war amputees. The commemoration of the war amputees, Jan 6, one of the bloodiest day in history. In the history of Sierra Leone, one of the bloodiest days in the history of Sierra Leone. But then 2027, and 2027 will mark the 25th year anniversary since the cessation of the war, since the cessation of the bloody war in Sierra Leone, and it has taken the Sierra Leone government 23 years, almost 24 years, to acknowledge that indeed something happened at Sierra Leone when we need for cement now with history, now the annals of history in Sierra Leone, and make sure say we remember that day, we commemorate that day, we do something of significance in honor, in respect, and in memory of that day. They say every time, Jan 18, so for many years it actually goes unacknowledged by successive governments. This why also not just the SLPP or the current government in power, by successive governments. Jan 18 goes unacknowledged. Jan 6 sometimes then they play with and then they do tetemote with them. But I go really want to see the actual action for declare and something, but the actual action of show and tell behind this Jan 18 go be very, very good. I go try for see next year by God in power, God give you all long life and well body. I will try for see if I can get a panel discussion. So bringing people that we don't talk about this Jan 18 war survivors, victims, people that we experience the war. I know that there's been a journalist by the name of Mildred who has always been on our case. Matilda. Well, guess what, Mildred? The time is here, the time is now. Finally, there's been a subject, there's been a topic, there's been an opening. I don't say for say, be patient with me, no rush. I've been telling you, say, Tango can't wait. It will make sense. It will be very important for you to share your story. I've been telling you that, right? I know say you get very frustrated with me to some extent, to some point. Matilda, one kind of the show, they bring me car, they bring me car, they bring me car. To the point where I say sometimes it will take me up to 2-3 years to bring people in Canada show. But when I bring them Canada show, their being on the show leaves people thinking. Their being on the show is absolutely worth it at the end of the day, and the wait will be absolutely worth it at the end of the day. So if you watch me from wherever you are, Mildred, I hope you know that even after all these years, I've had you at the back of my mind, and I've said, when the time is right, we will do it. And the opportunity don't create itself. Absolutely, there's going to be an official acknowledgement of the significance of that day and the sacrifices people made. When I don't hear someone like Mr. Kago say he lost in that day during the war, and those are scars, even up until now at an age when I talk about them, you can still sense the trauma, you can still sense the frustration. I remember Jan 6, I don't remember one of the bloodiest day as they try for keep people and bring people in Canaways, because between Edward Street, McDonald Street, Campbell Street, half of Campbell Street, half of McDonald Street, almost half of Edward Street, now we host them in day. Just because of the way the house is built, securing people, making sure the lives of people. I know will tell you now almost people they sleep na that back door step or na the undercellar. Oh my God, it was crazy. I don't even tell you now to the point where I say, on that day, when the final day, when they chase the rebel, they're out now, that's St. John area. If anybody live around that St. John area, you can tell the story. It be hot. That was a hotbed. That was a very, very hotbed, you know. When they rebelled and they go now, then they escape now, you know. And my grandmother, being my grandmother, the strict woman that she was, I remember one time they rebel and turn and say, "This not mommy calling us this. We need for born this social, so this mommy I mean they cut we more." But thank God for a granddaughter. Thank God, first of all, that in as much as she was strict, she also had a heart. In as much as she was strict, she also had a heart. And thank God for her heart. And thank God also for her granddaughter, who was, you know, known, very, very known around because of her civic engagement, because of her community engagement, because she was in multiple groups, multiple youth group, multiple engagements. Don't go represent the nation of Sierra Leone internationally several times. Thank God for that. Because guess what happened? As then they turned and they light. Trust me, and there is witness to this, right? People witness and they also where they front with they don't light them up first. The one where they begin with they're about to light it. So we there right now the middle that if they're not being even light with us. Because the under they born, the tendency for making jump over. So the neighbors came and they started because we also the fence. That was also a protective, something we protect with. So the neighbors came out and they started pouring water, and because we didn't get water now we hose, we didn't get pump, then we didn't get two pump, then one at the back, one at the front. So then they take water from the back, then they take water from the front, then they send and go at the fence. Not even the house owner, the fence them in the for make the fire not jump come. And then just as somebody say, light this house, no left and light this house, 9-1 and they rebel them. It is good to be good in this world. And that is why no matter what, I don't stop. No matter what, I not stop. No matter what, even when you offend me, I will tell you, say you offend me, but that did not mean for say I not will continue for be a good person. Right? One pan they rebel them. What happened for be at the time the gang leader of that particular group we take on from Pademba Road, PZ from Pademba Road, take and reach St. John area, right? And then some of the other one them I think saying at Tembeton, then take and reach around St. John. That you know, and then the ECOWAS soldiers them. Beautiful thing is that around that time I was doing community service, I had met and engaged a lot of the ECOWAS soldiers them, the ECOMOG soldiers them. So when I walk around the streets, that St. John Street, St. John axis, some of them will shout Miss Cole, or some of them will say Matilda. I was a very young girl. Like even when sometimes in fact one of these days when I sit down back and I think about this, I'm like, God, how did you? God, how did it happen? Because when they talk so, like honestly, I was like 15, not more than 16. Now they talk so. And see how they talk so. I was like 15, not more than 16, they go 17. Now they talk so. So I was very young, very fragile, very innocent. Oh my, when I think about it. And when I see some of the story, the way they come out from the drug victims, them how young they are and everything, and I think about myself, how young I was and how impactful I was at that time. I'm like, bloody my goodness. Who is this human being? So when the ECOMOG there at that time, when they defend, you know, they don't burn them bunting coal their Austin, and don't burn them bomber spammer their Austin, and don't burn the tailor their Austin. These are big names within that area where they call, so they don't burn all their Austin. And then it was coming now because the next big thing we go here around the area and I'm And so So while the echo mock then they don't engage then they don't engage then they don't engage that particular time echo mock when they lose the battle against St. John. Now they come back, they reroute back, then come back for Camp Bondios. Thank God. Like I said, keep being nice. If you are a nice person, keep being nice. Not allow people ever take advantage of you, but always keep being nice. The leader at that time. Now later on, people can tell me this story. So say, Matilda, you know what to make them not burn this house. Now then call the person in him. They say so and so person, I mean they lead the troop. They say when they turn for burn the house, now the person say no, when I not touch the house, then I Josephine the house. Now Josephine in Granny house. I know her. When I not touch that house there, I know her. And for those who do not know, you know, say na salon and gingi una two name. The name where they call you na host, me host name na Matilda, right? And then the name where they call you na school, me school name na Josephine. Right? So those who went to school with me, who knew me in my community activities, they know me mostly as Josephine. But then when they came, they kind of host to me granny, granny host. They know all to me name them. They know me as Matilda, they know me as Josephine. Now he say, now then come back, then Tawapana, we need for board, we don't, but now he say, if una touch this place. Meanwhile, at that time when this they go on, Kongosa Betty are angry my grandpa in room window they watch, they peep, they watch for waiting they go on, and they hear the conversation, but I don't know who it is, I don't know what was going on. My grandmother could not shout and call me and say, you stubborn child, because in no one for alert then say, we get people then at the house. And bullets were flying. And like, honestly, I don't know how God saved me. Bullets were flying all over the place. So he stood his ground, got his immediate patrol commander to stand their ground in front of our house and say, this house does not go down. This is not Josephine the house. At Josephine in house, this house doesn't go down. And so now that argument they left and say is standing ground, and then the bobo they left then go. In all left for he make sure say is standing ground. The only time when he left and move now when the echo mob troop they now when they advance towards that place they for clear them. Now he left he move. It was only later on that I got to know that this individual was someone I had encountered while I was doing one of my community service. And where I can go stadium, and because I can go stadium most Saturdays, I can go play volleyball in a stadium with the likes of, you know, Ansu Kaikai and the others. Andrew Kaikai, Ansu Kaikai, all the Kaikais, most of the Kaikais, they play volleyball with them. And so I can go stadium and can hang around there. And for me, I've never been somebody for look down on others. So I go there, I go hang out with them, play around, laugh, joke. Or I can go to the youth facility. At that time, they had a youth facility in stadium. Where I don't play volleyball down, I can go to the youth facility in a stadium. That's where I met all of these guys. But then go sit down with them, make joke, make fun, then again pack me bag and go. But it was this little encounter of just sit down, tell Adu, pack me bag and go. Hey Josephine, no school. Hey Josephine, what you dey pack? Josephine, what you dey do tomorrow? Hey Josephine, can you join us in this? Josephine, will they do this? Do you want to be part? And I will show up. That's what saved the life of, if I don't go mistake, over 50 people that will be getting at that hosting. That's what saved my life. I'll tell that story, Jan 15, they come. There's so much more to say because I will tell also how, then I don't forget, then thing where them in the send, where be the, you just read it, how one day, in the process of saving someone, I could have also gotten injured or maimed. and how my grandmother's life was spared within split seconds where it got taking shower as it come on at the bathroom. 1 second after I come out at the bathroom, a stray bullet dropped into the bathroom. She was there, I was there. It could have hit any of us. And I should say, beaucoup of their story than they for tell. But I am just saying that, you know, some of us remember these things. Some of us talk about these things, you know. I'm just saying that it is good that now an official day of acknowledgement will be cemented in our history officially. And how we choose to do it, how we choose to go about them is also very, very important. Plenty of time to talk about this because there are people who've advocated, like the lives of the Pastor Faith, like the lives of even the Joseph Kalfala. So many names I can call, go on and on and on, who've advocated for such a thing like this. And for all those who've put pressure, for all those who've advocated, for all those who've lobbied, for the thousands that we lost, for finally come to fruition, I think we ought to set time aside to talk about it. But make we continue the show. We get, as I tell you now, we get different things them for talk about. When we look at the IMF report, even as I take a break for my voice, let's look at the IMF report, courtesy of Truth Media, courtesy of Truth Media.
International Monetary Fund (IMF) don praise government effort on structural reforms, including bank regulation, better management of public money, debt control, and anti-corruption. But they won't say reform fatigue, global economic slowdown, and geopolitical tension they pose big risks to the country economy. The IMF also raised concerns say the Bank of Salone reserve don't fall to just 1.5 months of import by the end of September 2025, what they call a serious challenge. This happened even when the economy they show sign of improvement after government takes strong action for control spending and stabilize the economy. Inside 2024, government will plan for tighter fiscal policy by 1.9% of GDP, but will not be able to meet that target because of extra spending per road construction will not be there inside the budget. This caused the government for lend money inside the country and push interest rates them high. However, government don't improve performance and they aim for achieve 0.6% domestic primary surplus inside this year, and that's not 3.3% GDP of improvements from last year. But the promise for increased social spending not be fulfilled yet. On the monetary side, inflation don't go down to 4.4% inside October, and Bank of Salone reduced the policy rate from 6% to 18.75% since May. T-bill rates don't drop from over 40% to 17%, and the reserve money they go as the program they expect. Growth projection for 2025 now 4.4%, and medium-term forecast show say growth go reach 4.6% and inflation go still low. But IMF say more work still dey. The country need larger fiscal efforts for fix the mistake than last year and reduce how much the government they lent inside the country. Government plan for raise 1.5% of GDP in new tax measures, improve tax collection, and control spending while protecting social programs. The IMF and the government of Salone reach an agreement under the first and second review them under the Extended Credit Facility Program. If the IMF board approve, Salone will receive $78.8 million support.
Okay, so the reason we make bring this canto now, it's a teaser for Mr. Kagbo to pick up. None of us we can buy economic things them and all of that. I don't delve in. Why should I when there's an expert in-house to take you through the journey? So Mr. Kagbo, pick that video now for you for next week Thursday. Like where you can say you the nyakanyakara make we understand what's they go on in layman terms. Even though it appears as though we are doing well, there are certain roadblocks that would hinder that progress, and we get for make some adjustments then. And if we don't make the adjustments, then they dumbolo go get for happen. And when I said dumbolo, I'm not meaning fighting, okay? It just means that like conditions then go get for be very, very bad. I see Oyano Oladumare. Good evening, Matilda. Bumble them. Good evening to you as well. Hi, everyone. And that's from Isata Dumbuya. That's from YouTube. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Okay. I know they stay long on this topic because I think that that's in a way I want to tackle, you know, the story where the young lady puts together. It was very self-explanatory. Una really no need me for make a broken down to una into the minute detail, nitty-gritty details. So I think it's much more better if I move on to certain things. More talk about cancelling and tax payments. More talk about cancel and tax payment. I know for say some people then go say, Matilda, why they talk about tax where even the tax what they pay, we know they see who side with money they go and waiting with money they do for we. No, we have to talk about tax because you have to pay taxes. Tax very, very important in a society. You know what they cry, say you don't get this, you don't get that, you don't get that, and then you know they pay tax. If you are a taxpayer like myself, both in where at day right now and also in Sierra Leone, then you get right for complain. And because me they pay tax, I go complain. But you will not they pay tax, but inside that small tax with me they pay you one for benefit inside, and now you they make the loudest noise. I have a problem with it. Salon man we know they pay tax. We not like for pay tax. And you know, the truth is that the one that we get money inside salon, the one that we own the big business system inside salon, they know they pay tax. They don't like for pay tax. And if you not pay tax, how na expect services them for be delivered to una? How na expect services them for be available to una? So, Kasho Holland been in a Truth Media earlier on this week. Where it says 60% of the buildings you see in the western area don't have building permits. And the mandate is not even with the council. The Minister of Land is trying, but we need to make things fast. We need to make, I go agree with that. Say 60%. In fact, 60% is small. I they say 80%. Kasho, I they say 80%. 80%. They know they pay tax. People the way they build, they don't get building permits. If you go now, most of the building sites right now are newly erected buildings. You ask them for a copy of their building permits, they are incapable of providing it. Incapable of providing it. Somebody just wake one morning no more. You go begin block the water side, the waterways. I don't show na boku pictures then and videos them where the waterways are being blocked. And then when the rain come massive one, people in the Allah flood. Do you think you can stand water? Do you think when water one pass, you go able stand down, you go able team up before, and water will always make way for itself. Water will always make way for itself. And if we not build with infrastructures then properly, and we not build with infrastructures then right, and we not do the right thing, we not get, how many times I don't sit down, I don't talk about urban planning, country, urban and city planning. You get for plan. Now you know, so they're not just a grab no more than give builders them building permits like that, no. Then go down plan the area, plan waiting get for dinner the area. Make sure say all the amenities them where people they need for survive and live a dignified life as human beings, that area they go able to provide them. And that the business people them or the community or the province, or whether be it the province or whether be it the municipality, go make sure say all that thing and they get for kind side and then go day before they say yes, we grant you the permit for begin build Nayasu. Access road. Like where recently I hear say somebody don't go build me access road. The person only build and claim the access road on top. Now I say lawlessness. Matilda Cole and Peter Cole in Pekin and still they alive. Some don't die, but not all don't die. They're still there alive. In Grand Pekin and still they're alive and kicking. You get the bold mind. Get the bold mind for go Kapu access road. And then get the bold mind for go put your name on top of the access road, say now you drive. You know, when they tell me the story, I must laugh first. I'm like, may the spirit of Matilda Cole and Peter Cole not come behind me, because when they do, I cannot help you. You're on your own. But then not to me worry. Me not they worry about standing. But just for say that the story is everywhere. Even when you try to be responsible, even when you try to be a stand-up citizen, a patriotic citizen, you follow the rule, people then go push you. Because they fail to say, you complying and abiding by the rules and regulation, you're dumb. You not sabi nothing. Then I then sabi. Well, good luck to them, we sabi. I want going for talk some more. I'll actually make we play some of the things that we Kasho say, and then we go read some of the things that we say after. Make we play that interview, the waiting Kasho say, and how it is so right that some of the policemen then they don't know what to make them wear that uniform day, because they don't know the delineation of duties. Make me listen to that video there.
Very, very embarrassing.
This now before the hospital.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Yeah. Now, if you go there now, sell the person as I talk there now, you go see it on clear day. But you go there back tomorrow morning.
Then they go put dirty.
Yes, they put dirty there. So we make that.
So how will they collaborate with the authorities? Say, because them place your leaders.
I will tell you for free that the leadership of the police, they try. I will tell you, the IG and some AIG try. But when it comes to some of them commanders who then get than the district, no, they're not going to respect for council. There's no, if I don't make a one to tell you, say you get for introduce the Local Government Act, PTS, the police training school. Because you know the day. So when someone see council, he only thinks say council just day for collect market use. So when we get council police them, you will see with council police they go out for go enforce council laws, they will still be arrested. My councillors will be arrested, beaten, placed in cells. For that was 2 weeks ago, PC and Sons, my councillor na ward 373, Side Ukabo, catch them, the truck go, they empty in dirty. Now the bridge between McDonald and Kerrytown. May councillor arrest that vehicle. Okay, the man, the people and go fetch the councillor there. This is what the councillor resist. In Bobo the self help us say this is not go. The councillor arrest the vehicle, bring and come in the council. I will tell you for free. The police they be the arrest that the councillor there. So when the thing had to be noticed, I may call the legislature and say, we're not releasing that vehicle. It fall part of my mandate. I say, I'm not releasing that vehicle until our mandate will fine him, he pay. If you not pay, you are taking him to court. One of the boys then was arrested. Pastor may cancel the go there and go down, one party cancel the go there and go sign for him. So these are some of the challenges they will get. If you meet somebody to wait dot in and treat, we have responsibility for sanitation. It's purely devolved to council. And then we go make arrest. And then they will find a man 50,000 new Leones. And he paid. So I tell the policeman, I say, you don't see the man know what he do that is wrong. But you want supporter. And the only thing for the way for, I tell I say, support council for make we able for implementing here, for enforcing the laws, rather than harassing we back for safety. So the police, them, especially when they down, they don't understand the operations, the mandate of council. So cleaning very, very expensive. Very, very expensive.
I agree with Kasho. I absolutely agree with Kasho. Say police they don't understand the mandate of council at all. Because some of the policemen and they prevent sometimes they cancel for do their work and they interrupt. You know, then they can't say trying to defend bad. That business of you know that be, you know that I mean, we really need for try for stop that thing there. That you know that I mean, you know that be. We really need for work hard for try for stop that thing there. Because that you know that I mean, you know that be, it don't pull bokutina salon. Just because somebody able bribe policeman, and because the policemen them are not well paid, so therefore that small bribery they make them compromise themselves. They make them compromise themselves. But me not doubt Kasho. If one person they were not doubt na Kasho Kola no doubt him. Watalo Bobo Estes Bobo, Songo Bobo no doubt him. He go show you. He go show you. It no matter who you be, he go show you. So I don't doubt him at all. But honest to be on the more serious note though, we need for reorient the policeman them. We need for make sure say they know the different how they call them, the different powers them, segregation of powers. They need for understand who side then get authority and who side then not get authority. Who side then can intervene and who side then not can intervene. Who side then a complementary, right? So to the effort of the city council when it comes to, you know, the dispensation of certain duties, they are not the head. They are a complementary body. And that role they for play. They know they can make kakatua. How una go take council people where they try for do their work instead of making you fine and put the one where they do bad na jail. The council people where they try for do their work na the police they fetch and put na jail. Una tell me how that they make sense? Doesn't make sense. But if they understand the roles and responsibility, and they understand the work of council and waiting a council, their own role and responsibility, and the way in which they need for complement the work of council, then things so no good happen. Then things so nobody happen. It's all like when you get mama and papa. One of the sole, or if not the sole responsibility, and then get picking. One, I been don't make this analogy before. Their sole responsibility now for take care of them pikin. If even self then they fet, then still need for make sure say them pikin eat. So here, ensuring that the rule of law, as it applies to council, then your mandate, na the pikin na ya so. And so the mama no go dey try for make sure say the pikin is well to do and is well taken care of. And then the papa when a police they can make bombo show na the place. And then they argue with the mama, they slap and beat the mama because the mama want make the pikin eat. So they need orientation, they need training, they need orientation, the police need orientation, they need training for know their work, especially where as it relates to council and the mandate of council. How una go take councillors them, una they go take city officers them, council officers them, una they go throw away them at jail, una they harass them simply because they are doing their work. And then you are erring on the side of the offender, the person where they do the bad thing. Not right, not fair. Kasho goes on, clearly goes on to say, he said the police especially are the ones with lower, especially, he said the police, especially the ones with lower ranks, don't understand the work and mandate of council. When councillors go to enforce council's rule, they arrest them and lock them up in cells. Not a dukunu business than the UN and the police. You are supposed for safeguard lives and property. These people have their own. It's like the city of Ottawa right now. That example they make. Right? And then the city of Ottawa gets their own bylaw. Then they enforce their bylaw, and then the Ottawa City Police guy can arrest the city of Ottawa bylaw officers. Then could you imagine? Oh my goodness, we need to do better in that country. And all that they come with education, it comes with sensitization, it comes with training, regular training. Not a one-time training, no more one-time injection of training, and then for the next 10-20 years, nothing else is done. And then you are absorbing new cadets and new, into the police force, and you are not teaching them these principles, these obligations, these mandates, these regulations. And so therefore they feel say because they don't wear that navy blue uniform no more now, they are demigods. And they are entitled and have rights to doing anything they so pleases. They are not demigods. They self get for work within the remits and the confines of the law. And the only way they can do so is if they are taught, if they go through proper training, formal training, where they tell and say, okay, when you are assigned to the streets as this, as a police warden or whatever they call it, traffic controller or whatever it is, that is your duty out there. While you are dispensing this duty, when you come across these sets of people, this is their duty, and in as much as you they dispense your duty, in the discharge of their duty, you are not allowed to do so, and so. You can only do so, and so. That's the important. And I think say that training day is missing. and we need for inject that training day inside the police force. We need for inject that training day inside the police force. Kasho goes on to say one last thing before I wrap this segment, council versus the police. Kasho goes on to say one last thing. Okay, so Kasho says the one thing that I am pushing for is for us to have unified bylaws. That is very important. Freetown too small for make the bylaws them not to the same. For make if you go from the peninsula to the center, Freetown Central, and then you left Freetown Central, and then you go towards east, the Kisii area and all those places that the rules are different. There has to be one set of rules where go apply across board, and then they go make monitoring easy. Right? Then they go make monitoring easy. Then they go make the implementation of the law also very easy. And then they go make the execution of things. So which means that a warden can even come out na the peninsula, can walk na the eastern part, nothing not change because it's a continuation of duty, right? The rules have not changed, the rules remain the same. So if there are fragments in the laws, harmonize it, please, harmonize it. It's important for the smooth running of society. Yeah, I will go on for quote some more of waiting Kasho say, because I find waiting be they explain and waiting be they talk very, very important. Which one was the next one? Let's just wait. Okay, he go on for say, I will say it here without fear or favor, that people that don't have money are more willing to pay than those with money. I mean, don't talk even before the show begin. When the show at the start of the show. Not true. People that will get money, then greedy, they not let for pay them tax them. They want the way not get money, they want the way they direct, they want the way they manage like we they pay with tax system. But these business people, these so-called rich boys and rich girls, they know they pay their tax system, and the law need for find a way for catch them, for ensure say them pay them due how them call her, them contribute their own. Yes. I remember the time during the Freetown City Council when the mayor do that mapping exercise. When you do that mapping exercise and now begin identify pictures and get homes and everything, that nice it whatever. I remember some big businessman that we can do and say, Mayor, you get for wait for we first. We not make money, good money yet this year. When we don't make sober money, then we go campaign. I'm like, what nonsense is that? In what country do you ever do it? I mean, I went after these guys. Granted, they are my friends, but not means to say they say tell friends who know well friend. And so I went after them. I'm like, what arrant nonsense? You get money, you run hotel, you run restaurant, you run business, multiple business system, and you can't tell me for say me Matilda when I get are able to go pay me tax then. I able to pay me city council. You the one tell me for say mayor for wait for you until you make some amount of profit before you go pay your tax. No, not a pass in any society. And so I called them out. They were upset with me for a few weeks, but now we are friends again. I didn't care. Once they go pay, we all need for pay. That's what matters. It go on for also talk about a constraint way than they experience. It say we don't have enough staff capacity. The government pays me, my deputy, and 14 other senior staff, but we have to pay over 200 other staff from the revenue we collect. So now see why paying your taxes is very important. When I not going to point finger say the street dirty, the road dirty, they not they pick dirty that street, they know they do this, they know they do that. But meanwhile, you refuse to pay your taxes. Who's on I want make them pull them money then they for finance? The thing them we need for finance for their amenities they are what they ask for. Like he says, the government only has money to pay him and his deputy and 14 other senior staff. Meanwhile, they get 200 people and are them payroll for pay. If uno not pay uno tax them, if uno not pay uno dues them, who side them for pull them on here so for pay them other 200 people here so we self get responsibility for take care of their young families then. You know what I mean? Up until now, what they talk, so council still not receive them first quarter 2025 money yet. Their first quarter 2025 money, now then a fourth quarter. So just imagine now, under the extreme circumstances there, so where these people are trying to make things happen. The government not pay them, central government not pay them yet. Their first quarter money, their first quarter allotment of 2025. And their fourth quarter 2025. Now inside fourth quarter 2025, they received the last quarter of 2023. 2024. Yes. Inside fourth quarter 2025, that's when they received their last quarter 2024. So uno tell me, uno don't expect them for go generate something. If we the people, we don't play our part and then hold them accountable to play their part, then we have nothing to say. Until we play our part, that's the only time we can hold them responsible for failing to play their part. Yeah? This thing not a magic. Now and go and come. They are genuine people who wants to do the work. They are genuine people who wants to make sure that Freetown, Sierra Leone as a whole, is seen as that golden paradise, that paradise of diamond, even though, fictitiously, imaginatively. But at least, if you did a clean place, clean environment, that collapse they self alone, they make you live long. That collapse they self alone, they make you live long. So let us do whatever we can, please. Let us do whatever we can for ensure say we pay with tax system. And by paying our taxes, that is the only way we can ensure that we can hold city council responsible for failing to do certain things. But we cannot grumble on the one hand, they point finger them on the one hand, they bastardize them on the one hand, but then on the other hand, what we are supposed to do as citizens, which is paying our taxes, we fail to pay them. Without those taxes, they don't tell una. Their hands are tied, their hands are in chain, they can only do so much. So make we come together and make we do the right thing. Okay. So now, to me producer, I sent something a few minutes ago. If you can please get that ready. I will talk about it even as at the close of the show. I'll talk about it. But I want to move on to something where happen. I'm tempted to say it happened last weekend. I'm tempted to say it happened last weekend, and that is the chains padlock. The chains, putting chains padlock. Now the party office, the headquarters, the Freetown headquarters, let me say, the Freetown headquarters of the SLPP office. And the time when them put the chain at that office there, the women caucus of the SLPP, I mean get function. I mean get function when at that office there, I mean they hold them function. And as it turns out, Fatima, who happens to be the wife of the president, Bindede, himself been graced that occasion day. Few things came out of that appearance where it a call for some form of accountability, because he say in go na then side and where it can go for go gather for the party. And after in don't gather for the party, in drop 1 billion Leone inside the party account. And nobody can give account to that 1 billion Leone. And he as a registered member of the party, where they work for this party, where any side where they call am for this party in the answer, is say in need for no side that 1 billion where in can go na the side and where in can go for go gather and in gather and in put that 1 billion, the side that 1 billion they disappear and go. This one so na John Permine to win a John less. That is not the bigger issue for me. They can sort, that is their own internal wahala. Yes, accountability in general, but that is their own internal business. Waiting na the external business, na me one talk about. I want to make we play 2 interviews them by the current, I believe is the PRO, Moses Mambu, PRO of the SLPP executive. Make we hear some of the thing the way Ingi as response as to waiting happen. And then myself will can put me on what inside small. Make we listen.
All the names that are in the rumor now say they want from the First Lady, Kande Koleyum Keller, Timothy Kaba, Dr. David Senge, all of their names then they were in the rumor now. He said they none not qualify according to the constitution. Yes, Lahailo and Slima and others. According to the constitution, they not fall in the category of people we qualify for one.
Okay. So, just you make a laugh. Okay, so this is the thing. I don't want for dive into waiting Tijansi say, because if I'm a journalist, there are so many other questions where you go follow. Immediately he say that and among the question is how many times he don't attend since he left. He don't attend, for example, NEC meetings. You understand? Or national delegate conferences. How many times he don't attend them since he left office? If we're able to tell that information there. How many
meeting and delegate conference?
Arikam.
Not determine, not for interpret what on a constitution.
Of course, the constitution very clear, Arikam. But when you go down the constitution, what you make her ask that question there. Now for make we address the issue under 9. Now for make we address Article 2, which is membership. We say at the last end, we talk about the one that we qualify for B, which is 10. we talk about the exceptions. What you say, in exceptional circumstances, the National Executive Council, NEC, party conference, may confer on deserving individuals the title of Distinguished Grand Chief Patron and invite them into the membership category. Distinguished Grand Chief Patrons will contribute to the blah, 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 blah. You understand? Not so. So for address this aspect, the exceptional cases, now you make them questions and they be relevant to them. You understand? Because the party leader get the power.
But it's okay.
No, they
they're not like a club where they block.
Yes, but
totally.
He was emphatic. The fact that he was emphatic is worrisome for even insect.
Member say it.
Okay, so for example now,
invite people
okay,
for this category.
No, say if like Lawrence Lima pull in receipt, we don't they pay as distinguished Grand Chief Patron or the memo from next meeting we should say in a distinguished Grand Chief Patron. What he go do?
So
the challenger?
You can confirm.
No, I know they confirm anything. No. I know they are no. Now, I make example.
Say they don't invite certain set of people for come na this category.
I cannot confirm that as a Sidon Ayaso. I cannot confirm that as a Sidon Ayaso.
So,
but what are they saying?
Majati Jansi was saying based on what he know.
Okay.
Members say
good. They
don't open this space for invite for any of the one they the rumors say they want for big flag bearer.
Since when?
They're all not qualified other than the vice president.
No, since when? So as I say, if you want for debate on the things which Bajati Jansi talk, if I was the moderator, there are so many other questions we go try am na corner. But I don't want for go into that. One of the things I want to say. No, the point what I want to make is the National Party Executive have not started discussing rules, procedures, mechanisms, qualifications of how the flag bearer race get for look like, who that then get for qualify, list of people we qualify. First of all, for now, nobody have applied to the party for being flag bearer of the party. Nobody.
But according to the constitution,
the category of people that will fall within that.
So the category of the people that will fall within that, according to Sulaiman Bajati Jansi, not just the vice president qualified now.
Good. So when the time reach now,
so you agree with that based on the constitution?
Based on the constitution, also,
yes. Jules Dejalo is just the only qualified
based
person.
On the constitution and the names them where they na the constitution. Also, I pull land na the names them. The constitution puts names.
Yes.
So the vice president fall within their name here. So the other thing we not provide una. Now the names them where they under the category of exceptional cases. Una no answer. Una before no answer because there are been people who don't fall within this category.
So now you don't agree with waiting Sulaiman Bajati Jansi be the talk.
Yes, by this constitution.
All the people in the room now as per on a constitution, just the vice president as of now qualify.
I don't agree because of this one, the exceptional cases.
Waiting the exceptional cases say.
They say in exceptional cases, the National Executive Council party conference may confer on deserving individuals the title of Distinguished Grand Chief Patron.
So for her, he say no member it so fine, they don't confer to anybody.
So what you need for wait now? What you need for do now? Now for wait. You know they put the cat before the horse.
Because you self not confirm they not confer this title to anybody it based on waiting the constitution say all of these names where they out there in the rumor they not qualify it until then confer them with this exceptional clause.
No, there are people who have been conferred on this exceptional clause.
Namely,
I cannot.
Why?
I don't have the authority to do that.
So Bajati Jansi was wrong saying
yes.
From when he left, members said
of course. I'll make you example. I'll make example. The 2018 flag bearer race. Now, how much people then go there? How much people then contest? So, for example, yeah, Harika. The 2018
Lawrence Lehman be there saying you don't pay for this position. Say, but from we pay money, they don't get a seat. But till now, they no take a mate.
So now make a say
so nothing said to Jansi still right?
No, you know right. Because what you need for do, we go back now a few steps and understand na Katko how many people been contest the flag bearer elections for SLPP. Who they vote for? Those people not fall within the category of Distinguished Grand Chief Patron. They did. So now make Banjati Jansi no need for put the cat before the horse. The National Executive, headed by Sir Jimmy Batilo Sunga, under the advice and supervision of the leader of the party, get for pull nado, processes, procedures, people will meet those qualifications. When people apply for be flag bearer, then they go through a process. Where that process is done, including some of the things that we Banja talk inside the constitution, they get for meet all of those processes. When it done, the list they come on do of candidates that we meet the threshold based on the constitution, we meet the threshold for be flag bearers. Those lists they come on do. The one that we don't meet them, the list they come on do. The party go explain what he make they not meet the criteria for be flag bearer candidates of a party. Until then, let nobody not put the cart before the horse.
So
because now
they put the cart before the horse.
I don't know. This is Banja Tijansi we are talking about. Maybe he gets in your own personal political interest. I don't know.
Who asked her yesterday?
Yeah, so I don't know.
He's not interested.
No, I don't know, but I don't know why Aaron Kaya waited. I don't ever see.
We reach out to him.
Oh, for make it count.
Based on in position where it all na the party.
So why una for don't reach out
and
to?
also
Why
a
una don't
lawyer.
reach out to Napoleon instead? Because
We reach out to him as well. We reach out to him as well. He say as of now, he no one for comment it, but he go reach a term because na he write this constitution now. Now under in tenure, this constitution come into effect.
Yeah.
Then it go come and clear all of these issues surrounding.
No, he says not the able clear all. They are
Why?
No, there are no issues.
Now the immediate past secretary general.
Yes, but
and
now
under
the person will get the legitimacy now for clear some of these. Now the national secretary general or the lawyer.
So why you ask we will not call Napoleon?
No, because of their administrative procedure there. Not
Is it not
The way
disrespectful
SLP is united.
for somebody like the first lady for one forget an activity or be part of an activity in the party office and then lock the domots? Is that not this?
Okay, so before we go to the next video, make we address this. Okay, until I can know for say me can drop him. Then when I don't drop him, then when it happen, I can go back and remind una say, una remember what you have been saying today and that. Some man don't begin dance galede, some man don't begin dance gunu, some man don't begin butter yobo. Okay. I know they can talk about the nitty-gritties of what is about to happen. Okay? Now, I know for say APC, they non depend on for a while now. They've been in this their rigmarole for a while now. While SLPP has solidly been pretending as if all is well, when we know for say all is not well. As we speak right now, for me, I believe say there are at least four factions. Four factions. They are the old guards, right? The SLPP. They are the paupers, right? Where some of the paupers then kind of split. Then some of them belong to the old guards, the old SLPP, the custodians. There are the we go deliver, right? We deliver. Then they now the new movement. Then they now the senge the right? And then we get the hey God, I don't forget waiting in your name. Kaba. Timothy Kaba, himself getting your name. Himself getting your name. I forget waiting another name. The Team Kaba one, right? And then now we get the Ibema. Right? Now we get the Ibema. The Ibema where now the first lady. Actually, I don't even call up to 5 right now. And there are more. But the reason why I cannot go get into, the nitty-gritties of all of them right now. Oh my goodness. You don't know it's in Banja Tijansi, don't do so. Banja Tijansi has done what Gabi Don did to Yunkela. If they follow salon politics. If una dey follow, drop it. Just dangle the carrot and drop the ends and let it take a life of its own. So basically, waiting Banja Tijansi don't do so as the person will write the constitution, the bylaws, the constitution of the party. of the internal system. But you know they go tell the person wey write the thing say you sabi wetin a right pass you. Where they read am. In a member when lawyer Gabidon bin sidon na AYV and he dropped something about the two-sim. Where even that two-sim business they cost a lot of about who qualifies to run for office and what office they qualify to run for. Where that two-sim business they it cost a lot of people them their livelihood. Now remember how many people then die of heart attack, high blood pressure in that country as a result of two-sim and the money where them be don't spend. My own good friend Ahmed Sharif, left England, left in welfare and in picking them and everything. You know, was running under the APC banner for being Chancellor of whatever ever there. It was when this news dropped. You know, I am not God to predict the lifespan of man, but we know for say something that played a major part to Ahmed's what I will call untimely demise was that two-sim issue. And so many others that I can name. Now here we all sit down, we all witness them. Waiting Banja Tijan sit down do so nine and call shots fired. Banja Tijan C is about to replicate version 2.0 of what lawyer Gabidon did version 1. 1.0. It's about to get juicy. It's about to get good. I've been telling us, so now wait. This year wasn't the year for begin the boom boom jump. I said make we run down, make we enter inside 2026. As we enter inside 2026, so we would have things to talk about. Conversations would have to be heard, people. And we're getting there. That face of solidarity where they present or pretend to be presenting, now go soon. What you people have, you have not even begun to see the cracks yet. What you know now the right now, the crickets them. The cracks are about to open. The sinkholes are about to start. The heart attack and the high blood pressure reports about to be reported. The hospitalizations about to be announced. And the craftiest of them all will emerge. Now wait and see. Wait and see. It is coming. For this one, I don't get boku for talk. I just want to walk no more and tell una for say when it happens. Let it be written down somewhere that Matilda said. Now that we don't clear that, we don't put on the bank book, we can move on to the lockdomot. Make we listen.
Is it not disrespectful for somebody like the First Lady for one forget an activity or be part of an activity in the party office and then lock the domot? Is that not disrespectful? So why would I not apologize to the First Lady safe at this time?
So first of all, not to the First Lady get an activity.
No, part of she was part of an activity. I don't clarify.
Okay, so the First Lady was invited. It was not even First Lady was not part of an activity.
Okay,
this is an activity hold at the camp.
So no, let me rephrase. Let me rephrase. So you go make and quick. Was it not, disrespectful for where the first lady go invited to an activity where go for participate par, and the party office was closed on herself, yourself, the secretary general.
So not only the first lady, but if that they happen to any party stakeholder, is disgraceful. But let's zoom in on the office of the first lady, because that is where you focus right now on this conversation.
I'm worried about you.
The first lady is the wife of the president of this country. So by law, we party any side with the first lady they go. If we're not seeing at the presidency, then they go there. I don't tell you the natural aspect we should see in wife, they all two are the same people there. So the president in wife for be accorded the same respect. Sometimes back in Sudan, some conversation the way people they can talk with very interesting. Lamrana, you not married man. If person go cause you wife, they say, then that same person will cause you wife, they see una two back Sidona, una Sidona cinema, they look Arsenal or Manchester game. Not so. Directly now you the person they cause. If person insult the first lady, you directly they insult the president. You know, just like if person insult the president, you directly they insult the first lady. You understand? Because they're a man. So for example, if the first lady they go any side, the party for accord them that respect, not because as Fatima, as an individual, but because of the office we hold as the first lady to the leader of we party and also the leader.
So it's clear to say she was disrespected on that.
So yes, by people, she was clearly disrespected. That was not respectful. But as I say, the national executive under Sir Jimmy Batilo Songa, one of the ability we get as national executive, we get cool heads.
Who are the only key and lock of that party office?
We not to people. The administration who don't can take over. We still maintain the same capacity of staff the way they did, and there are still support groups there who meet at the party. We still did it. Okay. They did at the party group.
I wish I had time to show you more of how Moses Mambo answered this question, Yasu. For me, the response to this question was simple. The party messed up. We are sorry. There will be an investigation and it will never repeat itself again, period. Forget about all of the caprices of Fatima. Whether you like her or you hate her or you are indifferent to, at this particular junction, it don't matter at all. She is the wife to a sitting president. And as a wife to a sitting president, there are some, decorum and some acknowledgement that comes with that. So whether una they do we go deliver radical inclusion in fighting, because remember Batilo Songa, even though Batilo Songa and Fatima used to be the closest of friends, but because during the election Fatima not support Batilo Songa, he support somebody else, and somebody else in the ones for be the secretary general of the party. He not support Batilo. And so in Batilo, then friendship go sour, then friendship go cold. These were fast tight friends, right? And then not for say there is this the battle of the Titan that is going on between Senge and Fatima. Even though Senge will come out and deny it, however, people are not blind, they are not fools. They see it. They see when the shots are fired. They see who they take the bullets. They see who they dodge the bullets. Not for say Senge is closely aligned now with Batilo Songa. Very closely aligned with Batilo Songa. And now here you have a situation where, KKY, the one where they may lock the mouth by mama, Even go to the point where they even want on hijab or pulling a China in head. You know, the prodigal son that left and came back, right? It's now closely aligned with Fatima. I just a plot time for an normal now. Who that they lock the moat and force. And now they force the moat example 1.0, they can now 2.0. But the thing is that the tigress that you have decided to church this time, the lioness in her will not lie down quiet. And then they remember say inside the very SLPP party office, tell una for say una na copy una sabi copy una no sabi study right. So she's about to teach una if una not be careful how not for copy and paste but how for study right. Because you see what you did to Yumkela, that you think you were about to tell and say, we're about to pluck your feathers. Should you not take a seat back and calm down? Well, guess what? Now the wrong follow, now the run after. As a woman, sitting here, I can tell you that for plain, for free. So now the wrong fall, now one decide for cage. If whoever saw they behind it, if you know waiting better for one, if you know waiting better for uno, make sure say una feed the fall whatever una need for feed them for making off fly. Most people don't know how to say fall leg in fly. Right now, it's still a worker with una. It's still they do. Don't push her. If una push her, I go fly. And when you see fly, you say land, una not able to catch her again. So if I were you, we are sorry, it will never repeat itself again. Whosoever is behind this, and we know that they be enam, but we know for say the name of who that they be enam no go Canada. But someone would have to take the fault. Someone would have to go down for make that other person they go save face. So whoever needs to go down for make that other person they get for save face. Una know a battle go na the office the following week. Una not be rude, una not fair, una respect everybody, una not this, una not that. And I was like, boy, you've once played with this woman. You know what it is. You know what it is. Don't like you say, una let for copy paste. Una know they study and write. But like I said, if una not careful, they can't show una how for study and write and how for do annotated bibliography the right way. And they hang and so forth. Because there is more to come. And I know I'm pueling for una. 2026 is going to be juicy. It's going to be sweet. Now, could you imagine? She's the first lady. I don't care how you put it. I don't care what you say. I don't care. She is the first lady. Some amount of respect needs accorded to her. No matter how she decides to portray herself, no matter what you feel or think or how you feel or think about her, when she enters into certain spaces, certain decorum need for go along with that, period. No ends buts about it. That's it. So, make a call me chest small before they go to the next topic. I see 668 says season's greetings to VOS family. And then Ayano, they also say that's exactly right. I must have been saying something and she responded to it. And then Abdul Sise, they say not the Secretary General, it's the chairman. Okay, not the Secretary General, the chairman. You know what? Me not dey follow politics like that. Whoever it, I know that Fatima was supporting somebody. And it wasn't Batio. That much I know. And then say KKY will go down in the books as one of the most unserious Sierra Leonean of the 21st century. We don't know now, I talk and say, hi everyone and happy weekend. Yes, that's from Isat Dumbuya. Happy weekend to you as well. So, okay, it's 7 o'clock, but because we started late, I will give now my time back. We'll get 2 more topics for tackle, and this is going to be a very quick one because I think anyways, let's hear what our famous, I used to call him drunk with power, the deputy minister who did not know the jurisdiction of where his power lies and thought every Sierra Leonean must beckon to his call. Because since the creation of Sierra Leone, or since the discovery of Sierra Leone, Naina have been the greatest savior to have ever lived or tread on the earth, so the soil of Sierra Leone. Naim. Humility, I can always talk about this program. Humility goes a long way. Pomposity, pride, arrogance, no they care you go far. Make we listen to Lawrence Lima. You don't go from Lima, you don't add one more last name to your name.
No ambition.
Very soon we will know that in the public.
Within the SLPP or the country generally?
SLPP and the country. Alamba, I have a political ambition, but very soon I will.
For be president?
Of course, that is not important.
So you declare now, you run 2028?
That's my determination and that's my ambition.
Well, tell people now, you get intention for be flag bearer for the SLPP?
It has to be formal. I have an intention to run for the flag of the SLPP and to eventually lead this nation. That is my determination.
You want to succeed President Bill?
Oh, certainly.
You don't discuss her with him? You don't discuss her with people within the party?
I don't engage Usai. Traditionally, Usai and Usai for engage. I don't engage with people. I don't even write this personally as a text message to the president because he's not being accessible at the moment physically. But for Leone area as a room on elsewhere, I don't send a personal message to her and say, I have an intention to vie for the leadership of the SLPP and eventually to lead this nation.
What's in your relationship with the president from after you left, after you relieve your fuel?
Well, I get a cordial relationship.
When I don't see, when I don't meet.
Of course, we don't meet, but on 1 or 2 or 3 occasions we don't meet. We don't relate. And of course, he's a busy person. But what's necessary for that to send message to her? They send message to her. On certain things that we are not say, I need for bring to your attention.
What's in your relationship with the president?
No, me president. Not me president, I'm a leader. I got relationship with her. If I pass around, see, say, there are things where I know say for call to your attention, where necessary, I can text personally. I get in line. Though you not go respond, but I know say go read her. And I can talk to ministers them on things them where I know say they need for pay attention to. Because I want for make them succeed, because then success na a blessing, na a progress for this country. And so I want for always see them for succeed, and I want for see this country succeed.
Do you see yourself to have been within government presently, or you think say it's worthwhile that you should have been part of this government presently with all within you mention where you don't do for the party and all of that?
Between me and you, at some point when I was relieved, I felt a little bad, but at some point in time I tell myself say it was worthwhile that I was not in office, because sometimes when you do good, then maybe you detractors them or people them for one reason or the other not the same for see you good at something good, and then they try for like twist you good work to something look bad, It make Pikins away, but all the time they complain, all the time they complain.
So they complaining to the party.
No, well, I mean, sometimes you get detractors them. People will go see you as threat for one reason or the other, way best known to them. Go to paint a picture about you, where you know really befits your character and personality. So if for any reason the president gets a personal respect for the job what they do, let's leave liking or love aside. If you get respect for the work what they do, but all the time they are, oh, Lima, oh, even when a good worker they do, sometimes you detractors then go try for paint and bad. They get you picking aside, go make you go confused about that picking. So what you can do sometimes, you put them aside for. So for me, at some point in time, as we go along the way, I say it was good at least when me say, at least the leadership take a decision for set me aside, and we all can see at the end of the day, time and space able for proof say, no, this man. He was a good man. He was doing a good job. The town is calm and quiet, given the fact that the president was going to return the next day.
You not use weapon in any time.
Me, they use weapon.
The time where you officers and be defect for clear from the east, they not shoot at anybody.
No. At that time now, where 2 attempts where we don't see roadblocks and with a determination for approach me vehicle, you are never going to tell what was their intention. They were violent in nature. They were approaching my vehicle with determination, whether they go burn and down, whether they go damage them. You are never going to tell. The roads were blocked. So, self-defense, the principle of self-defense. Of course, well, not to me. I have securities attached to me as minister. And those securities were responsible to discharge their functions of protection.
You gave them the order for protection.
I don't give them orders. But I told them, look, gentlemen, as an ex-military officer, we get the expertise and know exactly at which point in time where the rule of law you get for observe them, and at which point in time where of course you get for execute your duty. As I told them, I said, look, this time around now you have to be prepared for self-defense, and they know what to do. You understand? So already the moment I told them, look, by virtue of what we have seen, you should be prepared for self-defense. They know exactly.
And that could mean shooting at people where one can harm you.
Don't import what did not happen. I'm saying. They shoot. I know they dispute say they not shoot. They shoot. They shoot on the air. There is one thing this country needs to do for me. I am very certain there was a drone flying on that day. We'll take video evidence of all that happened on that day. Let them release that video. This nation will crown me as a hero.
Lima say he is very certain there was a drone flying on that set day. Let them release the images from that drone video, the captures from that drone video, and after those images, after the release of their images, then they say this country, that is Sierra Leone, the nation Sierra Leone would crown him as a hero. Do ya a big? This not for Lima in Seko, for like some of we so we don't hear countless audios them coming from Lima. Do you know who you're standing in front? Do you know who you're talking to? Who gives you the right to address me as such? Do you know who I am? Do you know whose office you're in? For all of them, their audio, then they will don't hear. For all of their audios, then they will don't hear from Lima in the past. From the interviews that we have witnessed in the past, from the actions that we've heard. Remember, Pademba Road Massacre? What were you doing there at 4 a.m. in the morning? Who summoned you? How did you know something was about to go down at Pademba Road? When did you get to Pademba Road? For that and so much more. For somebody like me, we personally felt and have said that you approach that office with so much arrogance, with so much pride, and you forgot that you were there to serve. You forgot that you were there to be of service to nation. and you became or you made yourself you turned into a demigod that should be served and bowed to and honored. Do ya for somebody like me, I go want for vindicate you. Do ya una release that said drone image if it exists, like that drone image back when them say that CCTV when them say them get snapper them by road. Now we dey wait for the CCTV image, they will not see am. Una not forget. The CCTV image na Pademba Road where we still they wait for, we still not see it. But that drone image, please, if that drone image exists, for someone like myself, who have not been, because then, if indeed waiting Lyle or Eslima they say is true, it means that I have not been fair to him. I have not been fair in my analysis of him. It means that I was not justified in my analysis of him. It means that I should have, left the benefit, to give the benefit of the doubt. In some of these issues, I should have given him the benefit of the doubt. I for just pay attention to some of them audios them often. We circulate within voice, within command, terrorizing, not being a nice person, being a very arrogant being, being a very entitled human, and go one for really, really render me apologies to them and say, you know what, I judge you wrongly. I judge you wrongly. Thanks for being the hero that you were. Thanks that, history can now put you in the annals of our heroes. Because right now, Brano today, they will make an like you. Don't make them 2-3 people the way they text you and they beat Gumbe for you, fool you. You don't stand a chance inside Slpp running race. It don't matter who sell that you consult with. It don't matter whose tradition you seek. It don't matter if you say you hold the southwest and you hold the southeast and you hold part of the north. The truth is that you fragment so many bridges then. You trod on so many skins. You left blisters and wounds on so many people that it will be really hard for you to walk back. Even with your interview right now, the way you spoke, I am sorry to say, maybe in your nature, but there is this air of arrogance that cannot be missed. And how can you run a country with such arrogance, with such flair? You need to pipe down quite a bit. If the left Salona you are, I am sorry to say, my dear brother, will be worse off, not be better off. I don't care about your military training, your military discipline, your background, you this, you that, you that. You going to the military was to honor your father, who you cared for and loved so much. It wasn't to honor a nation. So the nation owes you dondo. The nation owes you dondo. Instead, now you owe the nation everything. So no can sit down here, they can't talk like for say Salone owe you something. Salone owe you nothing. You are out of office by your own doing. Now you self take you and go pull Bagana fire for you safe. Me brother, if somebody no ever tell you this, make I tell you this. Now you self take you and go pull back Ghana fire for yourself, yeah? And if you want to have any form of reintegration and acceptance into society, first of all, apologize for your wrongs. First of all, acknowledge your wrongs, apologize for your wrongs, and make amends for them. Just because you go court, you go win a case over a poor bobo. Let's say you were framed. Let me be generous and let me say yes, you were framed. And that in the process of self-defense, which you are absolutely entitled to, something went wrong. But whereas that something don't go wrong at that very minute day, you owe it to walk yourself back, put yourself or recalibrate yourself into a human body. I'm not saying you're not a human, no, please. I'm saying the mindset, the framing, and then do things right. But no, it was like at every given opportunity, you been the ace the temperature of the cauldron. If some people are not know it in a cauldron, the pots, the fire pots, you been the ace the temperature, make the temperature go higher and higher and higher and higher and higher. And that's not what Sierra Leone needed at the time. Sierra Leone needed a bridge builder, but you failed to be a bridge builder wherein you could have been. You had all the opportunity, all the tools, all the ammunition to be a bridge builder. But instead, you want to make people they worship you. My dear, you were acting even above and beyond than even your own minister, the person where they serve under. The minister was in your shadows. At one point, we even have to ask, like, hello, is it really true that this guy is the deputy? Are you people sure it's not the minister? Abba. Make we learn for no we place them. Exactly, I agree with you, Sue. Yeah, let him ask the people who have the drones to let us, the people, see the images and footages, since he knows that there are proof contained within those images that would hereby render him a national hero. Until I see that, and until I see a genuine, display of change in you, my dear brother, and I call you my dear brother by virtue of the fact that we come from the same country, we were birthed in the same country, I still reserve my opinion to what they were about you. Period. So now, as we close, I want to talk about a story of hope, a story of tribulation, but a story that is slowly turning into redemption. And if we get this one right, this one is like a pilot exercise, really. Now, so anyway, now so me don't take them, me they take them as a pilot exercise. And like I tell people them, I'm like, it's going to require a lot of patience. I'm like, this person is going to fail at some point. They are going to fall at some point. They are going to stumble at some point. But at each and every point or moment or time, in everything what I don't say, I say patience. is what's going to win this. Because addiction not just something where they come on a system once and go. And to be truth, not something where they ever left you. But with determination, will, with strong support system, people can do it. I want to show you the story of Fatima, one of the young ladies I spoke about last week, where the person by the name of Trevor Young, Sierra Leone to the top, I would say discover, I'm in the process of the Lumley Bridge cleaning. She was one of the first people to have been part of the cleaning. And I know the moment I saw this young lady, there was just something that drew me to her. And I knew there was a story there, and I was waiting for the story to unfold. Make we listen to what in Fatima tell we on how she became a victim of Kush. Make me listen.
Trevor Young reporting. We got our own personal assistant here in the field, Miss Fatima. We're going to see Fatima after this baby's born. Is going to be one of the permanent beach warden, making sure and maintaining the cleanliness of this beach. But first we got to take care of Fatima. Fatima, they say you look tired today.
Yeah, I got a small story.
Oh, you want to tell your own story?
Yeah.
You want to tell your own story?
Make us soon. Being a lady who learn to lie and lie, well educated. But when I say victim of circumstance, none of the team. We don't enter inside drug addicts. Colleague commodity pass God and blessing. They help you. Now they go to school. I see it was 2017. Abazazin Taba, Ahmadiyya Muslim Secondary School, Ferry Junction, 60413012237, Center Code number 2. I got 8 subjects, but I lost my daddy. Another opportunity for continue. The first year I go to college, FTC. The results come out, I get division 2. So then if I came in which gun? When they go to me like and I wouldn't go men me, why cancel me party me? I'm not be get what and yai. Me get what and yai. Me am if they see this video now for you. They know Sarina the streets, but I'm not happy. I only get courage. I only get courage. No say all go be well. I still did. If they see me picture, not lose up. I the drug addict. Tear your name put me inside street game. Like a house in the streets. They like it, you're able to learn me home. I get a good home, I get a good family. They love me, cherish me. But they like it today because of the street addiction. I'm able to do it in the house. If you're out there, they see. It's like warning to you now. Where they go school, your friends then. If you know the friends the way they do it, where party say go left in the streets, go with up a deeper man their money, where you not get beer, will not be able to beer. We solo support your family then so. Now make them like it's they will suffer. Who not get for support your families then. I make them like it's they will strain. If you didn't at the streets, you when they go to school, focus on your work, school work. What people and give you manager, when they not give eat garri and sugar. If that garri and sugar be they eat today, they like it's not for be sugar here. If I be patient and learn, listen, beer, and not for be sugar they like it's today. At the slum, and I renounce somebody. Well-educated woman, good to go, I cannot go nowhere and nobody will say not like me. Everybody likes me because I know what I'm doing in the street. As for you, mommy, you begin down now. Watch when I see. No, so na mama day. I think so. But all will be well in Jesus' name because I do with Mr. Trevor Young and Miss Yabu. Miss Yabu, I do with you. And Mr. Young, I do with you. I appreciate you and I'm a little story. Thank you.
So that's Fatima, one of the workers them where they help for clean Lumley Beach. As of right now, she's no longer part of the cleaning exercise because in Beledon Big, in Beledon Sidon, I believe she's in her last trimester right now. So what we don't decide is we don't decide for pull them off the work. It assist Trevor, do errands, run errands, but the hard labor itself, they do them anymore, because we want to ensure say get a safe delivery and and what have you, process things then don't they be put in place for get her a housing because she's living in the streets. She sleeps on the streets, she's homeless. Get her accommodation, get them into rehab, make sure say the pikin as well. When he born the pikin, we put the pikin through a rehab process. So we have people like Nimako Sila. We have people like Dr. Fatufona Sise. We have people like Alima, Demonikeni. All these are people where I don't interview in this program this platform several times, and they are very reputable Sierra Leonean, very well knowledgeable, and they feel them. There's also some foreigners, some white people them from organizations them we don't see. Fatima in story, we don't become very, very interested, as well with Fatima in story. As soon as I can see that same person we una see now that beach day, the Gi in story. Few days later, she was invited to a program. Right, she was invited to a program where this beautiful picture with Shannon was taken with her. Right, this beautiful, I see night and day. You go believe saying that the same person where been the give that story, they will look so tattered, so whatever. But just these few weeks that she has stopped taking the Kush, taking the drug. The lucky thing for them is that ever gets to the point where, because she had done rehabilitation before this, get to the point where it gets so foot and everything. We don't check the baby. She's about to give birth to a baby boy. The baby is very healthy and kicking, but obviously, for say when something then at the woman, when something come out a different thing. So contingencies have been put in place for make sure say, she's not left to her own. Asuna Kinyeri in story, brilliant girl, even by articulation, you can tell that say this now somebody that in destiny, just be redirected, by society, friends, influence, peer pressure. Like she said, she was going to school, she was excelling at school, Division 2, continuing education, come on, a very good home, a caring home, a loving home. Her mother gave birth to 8 of them. Unfortunately, she lost 6 of them. So now then 2 no more, they are alive. And by the 2 where they are alive, now we don't take to the streets. So, she made that video, as a matter of fact, for making Mama know say she's fine, she's good, she's doing okay, and someone has come to rescue her. And we not go pull and panam, there is a group, a WhatsApp what they develop called, you know, Friends of Fatima, Carers of Fatima, the inside that group they, you know, I go the Guna updates. If anybody want for support Fatima, the cause of Fatima, please do reach out to me. Please do reach out to me or reach out to VOS and say, you know, you want for support Fatima or the cause of Fatima. You know, definitely we want for make sure say it go back na school. If I tell you that this girl has been part of 11 movies, I know they say adult movie, I know they say this movie, I'm saying movies. Like them movie, they would Nigerian movie, then Ghanaian movie, then we can they watch, then salon dramas, then we can they watch. She's been part of 11 of them. So how you start begin to ask yourself the question, peer pressure, how we go to if any self na the stage where, you know, she was selling her body to survive. And in the process of that, she got pregnant. And in all of that, she was still abusing drugs. She is homeless. So we really they try that before the baby come, make we get them a shelter, get them a place for day, not unsupervised, with somebody we go watch over them, we go they supervise and they monitor and they give feedback, so that if ever we notice anything funny, we are there to catch her and we are there to catch it in time. We're there to catch her. We're there to catch. So now, I notice many of the work them and many of the things them where I can get involved in the background. I know can kaya so can talk. And so what people have really come to know me for is really for Casidona the talk politics, but there is so much more to me than what meets the eyes. And so I don't decide, say, you know what? As best as I can allow myself to, because me not to that person they really, I am going to be talking about, as best as I can allow myself to, some of the things that they work on behind the scenes in Sierra Leone, where most of the time I will say to them, don't mention my name, don't say I am part of it, don't even, you know, mention me. But more and more, even them people in there where they say this to, they saying to me, no, Matilda, you can't keep doing this. Because sometimes the people like they point hand by you, they point finger by you, they don't know for say, I can stand because of you, or I can stand because of that phone call where you make, or because of that 1 hour where you take my phone, they advise me, or because of this strategy where you develop and help with, or this thing where you hang it pan. So no, people need to know what you do behind the scenes. And so I'm trying. I'm really trying. And so I'm trying, and we'll get there. We'll get there, because you know, if I bring this Canada and I talk about not only because it is out there, but because it's so important. You know for say me na a humanitarian by nature, and something like this I not go, you know, recently I take the time for remember people then the story of Adama. The story of Adama in Lunge, Adama that was going to school. You know, again, peer pressure got involved with the wrong crowd, and brilliant Adama found herself pregnant. And again, Italic for say me and Trevor can just happen for bumping to these types of things wherein, you know, people galvanize, and before you know it, there's a community that is built around these things. And that is the same way Adama was rescued, her and her baby. And Adama is now thriving, excellently, you know. The story where they tell us so happened 5 years ago. The story where they tell now, it's ongoing. That is why I called it a story of redemption in the making, a story of hope in the making, a story of restitution in the making. One wrong decision can derail your destiny forever. It's just that in the case of Fatima, God bring about a savior in the name of Trevor Young. We expose unto we all. We now, Fatima has become our own little sister that we will not see fall. And that reason they make every time, the Hope for Youth them do them Kush sensitization. It no matter if not 10% decide for watch me that day. And they make sure say we broadcast them. And they make sure say I talk about everything where then they do. And they make sure say it is known. Because we cannot always keep quiet about things that people get involved in. We have to talk about them. So the Owajomi Hope News. So this why also I get for find the person. Make I just talk and no more make the nation bear me with the nations bear me witness. I get for find the person because the way I find out about this one, I'm not supposed to find out about them this way. I just happen for browse my phone accidentally. I come upon them. But I'm not supposed to come upon them accidentally. This was something that should have been sent to me directly so that I make sure say I announce and broadcast them. But I go find them and then go pay me lunch. And go pay me lunch and dinner, then owe me. Or one gara or one batik. Then they are not the left and lie. But let us talk about, the Hope for Youth Sierra Leone. And I know for say every year Dr. Sheriff can do a medical mission, and every year back Dr. Sheriff back he owe me lunch because every year back I can tell and say, let me know about this thing in advance so that I can broadcast it, I can talk about it, I can make sure it goes out. But every year it's like for say me we talk na me, but it's all good. This is what we do and I'll continue to do it. So now for say Dr. Sheriff can go the medical, he can do the medical mission at Salone. And for the past few years now, they team up with Hope for Youth Sierra Leone. For do this medical mission as support workers them, right? For health guide, they bring, people them, they bring medicine and everything. And so I want for make the public know this, right? Now the Bo Government Hospital, right? The free medical mission, for next year, 2026, they happen at the Bo Government Hospital, right? It happened from the 21st of January to the 23rd, 2026. So Healthcare Sierra Leone, US, in collaboration with the Ministry of Health, will conduct a free medical mission at Bo Government Hospital. All members of Hope for Youth Sierra Leone are invited and encouraged to participate in this important humanitarian outreach. Really, this announcement what they make, so not for the Hope for Youth's portion of it, because we have it down pat. We know our people, we know how to get in touch with our people, we know how to rally our people quickly. This why so I really they do this announcement, and I can insist for do this announcement because of the beneficiaries them. The people them we need them kind of a help here so. Because I know say boku people and they watch me program when are they on, and more boku much more can even watch the program after the program can done. And because I get people the way they watch me from all over the world, I know that they have people back home where they can communicate their informations they are so to, and make sure say them people that we need them kind of service here so know about them, so that they go the day and time where them free medical missions they actually go on, because when I know how Salone day we need for help we save. That is why I always insist on doing this. It's not for our portion of it, and when I say our, by now all for don't know for say I mean, I'm the global vice chair of Hope for Youth Sierra Leone. And as a global vice chair, I do one more step. And my one more step is that I have a platform, and I make sure I use that platform for also share information about Hope for Youth Sierra Leone and team them way Hope for Youth Sierra Leone they do, so that people then go know about Hope for Youth Sierra Leone, the work of Hope Sierra Leone, and the things them where we they do. And so, in the spirit of Ohajome, leaders and members from the following district are especially invited to plan for receiving, for active participation and coordination. So, one of the big place them where we've been doing this last year, na been Kono. So Freetown, different areas that are Freetown, the Peninsula. I believe there was one in, if I not forget, Godrich Laka area as well. And then Kono was big. And this time, so we are looking at Kailahun, Bont, Pujaun, Bo, Kenema, and Moyamba. So we mean for say the Bo Government Hospital Leone, they take place around that date day, but other missions them get for take place na Kailaun, Bond, Pujaun, obviously both that have talked to Kenema as well as Moyamba. This medical mission represents a vital opportunity to serve our community, support national health efforts, and demonstrate our Ohajome collective responsibility, hope, and passion. Again, to the general public, it can also be say you're not a medical practitioner, and maybe you want to join the mission. Maybe you want to give a helping hand, right? There is nothing stopping you to do so. They say the more the merrier, really, because if we get more medical practitioners and more medical people them on board to serve on that day, then it means for say we go access and touch a lot more people them and a lot more lives, right? So for volunteer roles and logistics, please contact Joseph Bernard Kamara. So like I say, if you want to be part and want volunteer and want to give your service to nation, because remember, our thing is we do not ask what Sierra Leone has done for us. The question that we should always ask is what have we done for Sierra Leone? So the contact, right? You can contact Joseph Bernard Kamara if you want to be, a volunteer. A volunteer on this mission. And Joseph Bernard Kamara in telephone number na Freetown na 232 79 44 4412 232 79 44 4412. Okay, or you can register. I don't know why the announcement is still not rolling. Or you can register at the Cotton Tree Pharmacy at the Bo Government Hospital. See, so they don't give you two options. You can either contact that number there, or you can also register right now the Bo, now the Cotton Tree Pharmacy, now the Bo Government Hospital. The news now also go on to say Dr. Fuad Sharif, co-chair of Ohajome Movement, served as the co-chair for the medical mission. Dr. Sharif has dedicated his time, talent, and resources to support economic development and nation building in Sierra Leone. And then Now I want to go to the other side of this announcement where they make when Healthcare Sierra Leone USA in collaboration with the Ministry of Health Sierra Leone, indigenous providers rendering services to Sierra Leone. So dates and location January 21st to January 23rd, Bo Government Hospital, essential newborn care 1 and 2, helping babies breathe training, I believe on site by Dr. Sulaiman Sanon. So now a full comprehensive package this so. And then the health challenge, the services that when they go they render during this medical mission now, hypertension, diabetes, heart failure, stroke, respiratory problem, diagnostic services, treatment and long-term care, free care and medication, training for health workers, essential newborn 1 and 2, helping babies breathe, infant resuscitation program, very, very important for make we get their skills then they. And then give a whole list of for additional information people the way you can contact. So they say Dr. Michael Pierre, then put a number there, Dr. Fuad Sharif in number there, Dr. Sulaiman Sano in number there, Dr. Omar Ba in number there. But this are the side where people then go get for pay lunch for me. Somebody go get for buy me lunch or go get for buy me one gala or one print. And the people there where they talk to, so right now then they watch me and they know I not go call them, name them. But my own niece in whom I am very, very proud of, Dr. Leone Bull, Assistant Professor of Emergency Medical Care at Vanderbilt University, Tennessee. I not go talk now with I'm picking me. I know they talk that part there. I say that my niece, that is where I stop. Will be joining this medical mission to Sierra Leone. She will be part of the medical mission to Sierra Leone. And this is, a way of giving back. This is a way of giving back. This is a way of, being part of things. Doing things and giving back to country. Now, Dr. Bull, she wasn't born in Sierra Leone. She wasn't raised in Sierra Leone, but by virtue of the fact that her parents hail from Sierra Leone and she knows the importance of giving back, she is going to be part of the medical mission and she's going to be rendering our expertise in giving back to the nation of her lineage, right? To the nation of her lineage. And so kudos to you, Dr. Leone Bull, for taking this on. You never know. One of these days, Auntie is going to be there in the field with you and we'll do it the way we do it, okay? Well, listen, people. We've come to the end of this. I don't give now 30 minutes back plus Bonya, so nobody no go say Matilda, you do we bad though, I not do no bad. But until then, people, I just want to say have a blessed weekend. Make God hear you with prayer then. And like I can always say, anything where we defend at this world, make God give him. Make God put in hand and in blessing. Make it we cry and we prayers then. I will pick up the comments from where I left the last comment so that we can close off the comments nicely. Abdullahi Sisego Matilda, do ya blow for you ya? Lima seems to be confusing arrogance for competence. he could do a self assessment by taking a walk through his armed guard on Kisi Road since once in a while. Okay, once in a while. So it just they say it just they say make Lima King actually feel the tempo and appetites of people for him by perusing a bit, and then he go see. The next comments come off from Cabans, and he said this is very emotional, and I believe that was when I was talking about Fatima in story. And then Sue goes on to say, thank you so much, Matilda. Very interesting program. Mr. Deputy has no shame or regret for his actions. And then Aisata Dumbuya goes on to say OMG, and I believe that was in response, an emotional evocation from Fatima's story. And then Ianu goes on to say, wow, she is beautiful. May Tata and Ziba look after her full recovery. And then Abdullah goes on to say, Lord have mercy, I'm literally in tears. You can sense how smart Fatima is. Yes, she is. May all the perpetrators of this Kush menace face God's justice. Absolutely, I agree with you. She goes on to say, please let me have the details about how I can join in the support of Fatima. Please reach out to me. You can reach out to VOS for my contact, or you can try to reach out to me personally, and I will make sure you absolutely become part of the support group. Abdullah goes on to say, may God continue to bless you all for your support to humanity. K Banks goes on to say, may God bless you for your intervention. Destiny can be delayed but not denied. Sending love to Fatima. Job 22:29. If the people are in trouble and you say help them, God will save them. Yes, indeed. Me not to the catalyst of this, honestly. The biggest thank you go to Trevor Young, because if Trevor Young not been take the time and expose we to Fatima and give the world a chance to see Fatima and hear Fatima's story, and not think say somebody like me being for don't spot him. Because he exposed them, that make I able to spot him and say, hey, there's a story there, and as the story unfold, and that makes somebody like me also get the opportunity for share Fatima in story and for call for help and an appeal, for Fatima. And the truth is, there are thousands of Fatimas out there. Like I always say, Fatima is a microcosm of the society she lives in. She's just a she's just a victim of the society she happens to find herself, and she should not be condemned or judged for that. We just need to rally around, help, and do what we able to do. As we continue. And then there was a good night, indeed. Well, good night, fellow people. I'm looking at the calendar. I don't know if I'm able to give you one more show. Most likely, I think I should be able to give you guys one more show before the end of year, before I say tata. But to be confirmed. I can put me Anna, me much just now, and then you guys hold me to account, because you guys are very good at holding me to account. So until then, if we see again, but I'll make sure we see before the year ends. Uno tata, may God bless we all, and may God bless the country where we come out, Mama Salone, and bless the country of we hustles them. Say God don't happen for bring we come and put we. May God cover we all. Alright, okay, have a lovely one, guys. Take care.
That's what we say. Say make we drive Kush na salon. But we we life them.
That is so right, yeah now. What's if they do? When we bother them, they die. Push on down the head, now them body just they try. So foot at them body, they and now they just they cry. When we bother them foot, so they swell now why? I don't know if not the chemical or what's in them they put. Best not for avoid them, nothing but the truth. Other food and they for it, come up and Kush. We say bring this message so you too work for you. On the
Every day we they lost it man their life because of good.